Hey guys, philzero here. So, Dimash, it's been a while. Hi, dears. And I know, I'm getting a lot of comments about how I haven't come back to Dimash in a while, and I don't know, I need to feel it, you know? Like, I don't want to fake it just for views, and I'm normally a rock guy, so that's what I naturally gravitate towards, like, 90% of the time. But every now and again, I just want to put all that aside and feed the vocal nerd in me, like, go back to my bel canto roots, and what better way to do that than to listen to some powerhouse vocals by Dimash. So today, Dimash and Igor, Your Love. I just kind of picked it at random. Okay, let's get it. Red suit? The Michael Jackson suit? I like it.
Well, you know, I still remember us. Were the times where we won, when we were war. Do you recall? Nothing was dangerous. We had the strength to live our dreams, to feed our souls. Now what is left of all this love is hide the pain that I fight against. What can I do to love again? Where do you live? What do you do at night? Do you still care? Do you still share memories? And when I sing, do you still hear my voice? Singing to you every note I can sing. Now what is left of all this love?
There it is.
What can I do to love again? Live again. So how can I scream your love alone?
Okay, so before we go on, it's not really giving me a chance to pause. Like, I usually try to pause at natural song breaks, but the way the song's arranged, it's not giving me a lot of space. And if I let the video run too long, then YouTube will get mad. So, the thing that really stands out on this song, I know he's always done this, but I think this song just kind of highlights it better, but the way he can get those super thick head voice notes without a whole lot of compression, it's really crazy. Actually, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, here, check this out. Where was it?
And when I sing, do you still hear my voice? Singing to you every note I can sing. Now what is left of all this love?
Right there. But you hear how he doesn't scoop up a lot? Like, he's not doing the da 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 da. That's exaggerated, of course, but there's that scoop that you hear a lot. You hear a lot of singers that they kind of rely on this big scoop or this big slide when they're entering another vocal register. I'm sure you heard it before. But sometimes it's intentional for style, or they just want that scoopy sound. But it's also because your chest voice, it kind of anchors your vocal resonance when you transition into your mix and then you transition into your head voice. I mean, in short, the scoop makes it easier to keep that balance in your voice without flipping or cracking as you ascend in notes. But Dimash don't need no scoop. He just jumps right in there without the scoop or without that compression.
Singing to you every note I can sing. Now what is left of all this love? A silent pain that bright against. What can I do to love again?
Okay, one more thing. So when I first heard Dimash, I just thought he had a really strong mix voice, which he does, of course, but now I'm beginning to think that his head voice is just so strong that it kind of sounds like a mixed voice, and I say that because when singers sing those really high head voice notes with like a ton of chord compression, you can hear it. You can hear this really tense, super compressed sound. I don't know how else to explain it. And Dimash does that too, but he doesn't have to. Like, most singers who can sing those notes, they have to compress and they have to push to get those notes without that airy, almost falsetto sound. Should I try? My stomach's like, but you see what I mean, right? Like, if I don't push and I don't compress like hell, it's gonna sound airy, like, it just sounds like falsetto. But when Dimash does it, he doesn't always need to use that compression. Like, I think he does it sometimes because he just wants that tense sound, but he can still get in there with like full balance, no air, no tension, and I don't know what kind of magic this is. He's unlocked something that I don't think anyone else has the keys to. Okay, let's keep it going.
Now what is left of all this love? A silent pain that bright against. What can I do to love again?
Right there.
Народный артист
Okay.
России Игорь
Okay, let's
Крутой
finish it.
и Димаш Qudaibergen.
Спасибо огромное!
Премьера песни в подарок вам, дорогие женщины.
Yes, sir. Now you know why it always looks like I'm holding my breath during the Dimash videos. Like, it's not just how long he can hold a note, but certain notes in certain registers, it needs a lot of diaphragm compression and lung capacity. When you're modulating through all these different voices with one breath, you kind of have to throttle how much air and compression you're using, and that's not easy. You can kind of think of it like, you know, sometimes when you have a really long sentence to say, and by the end of it, you're trying to fit in all the words, and you're like, it's kind of like that. Okay, I'm gonna use less air here, and a little more compression here, and then back off here, and then more here, and then... Actually, at the end there, let's try and pay attention to his airflow. Like, you can hear how he throttles his compression back and forth.
What can I do to love again and live? I can survive. How can I scream you never
Oh, I feel like tired now. I feel like I just ran a marathon or something. Okay. Okay, let's not do Dimash like this. We can pick a better frame. So a question I get asked from you guys a lot is why I think Dimash isn't more known, or why he hasn't gotten into the mainstream, and I mean, well, first, 3.6 million subs. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't call that unknown by any stretch. That's like A-list level. Here, let's look for another artist to compare, actually. How much does Blink have? I mean, even Blink, the biggest pop-punk band ever, they're only at 3.5 million subs, about the same, and not that YouTube subs are like the end-all be-all metric, but I think what we perceive as popularity, that's just what's mainstream, right? But, I mean, Dimash's numbers hold up. And when it comes to why Dimash hasn't gotten into the mainstream, well, he doesn't make mainstream music. It's as simple as that, you know, like, it's not a question of what people should like, or, all mainstream music is trash. Like, that's not the conversation. People can like and not like whatever they want. That's the beauty of art, right? Like, we don't want every artist to sound the same. We don't want everyone to like the same things. Like, where's the diversity and discovery in that? How boring would that be? So when it comes to Dimash, no, he's not mainstream, but he doesn't need to be. He sold out friggin' Madison Square Garden, and he has a fiercely loyal fan base. He's got an untouchable vocal ability. I think he's doing just fine. In some ways, I think this is actually better for him because when you do enter the mainstream, you start having all these obligations with your record label or with contracts or marketing, whatever. You become a product that the companies can put wherever they want, and they tell you how to look and how to talk and how to sound, how to dress, but Dimash is still in full control of everything he does, and I don't think he needs to change a thing, and he probably shouldn't. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a bit about that since that seems to be a popular question from you guys. Just my opinion, and this song, I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would, you know, like, being honest, most of his music isn't my usual type of music, but powerhouse vocals are powerhouse vocals, no matter what the genre is. So, if you like this kind of video, please consider subscribing, and as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video!